the volumes at AMD and Tesla and Amazon. So that's where I'm going to focus. That's where the volume is. That's where we're going to focus. Here's a run at lows on AMD. $0.10 off of lows. Lows on AMD. Setting 127 as the next alert. I want to see what the reaction is here. Does it recover straight away or does it continue to sell off? Thinking about trying up here in the teens of 128 teens against 40 cents. Real tight, don't need to give it much. Gonna go small at first. Gonna go small at first just to feel it out. So trying to get short up here in the teens, just against 40 cents, really small size, 200 shares, just to get a feel for it. Actually, 40 cents might be too tight. I need to give it a little bit more room. We'll see. Let's see if I can even get filled. Popping up to the hole here, 80s. 90s. Apple is on lows. Can AMD get up? I also don't want to go heavy into the short in case this is actually just a bunch of buying down here and it's going to have a second big up day leg, like a follow through day. And this is actually a great spot to get long. So I don't want to like take myself out of the game with the short. That's why I'm staying really small, because if I see the buying come in, I want to flip bias and try to get long here against those lows. But it's still premature for that. Here we approach 28. Here's above 28. I'm up in the teens. Let's see if I can get it up there. Did not get it. It got up to 8 cents. It got up to 8 cents. I was at 17. Here's 8 cents getting retested again. Up into the teens. Got it there, short. AMD at 17-cent average, really small size. Looking to see what this feels like. If we get a dropout to these 40s, I'm going to take that. Let's see what we get. Can we run at 28? Here's 28. 28 held. 28 got hit and they held. Let's see, we're in the 90s. Can we drop down to the 80s? big bid there advertising got hit. 90s or the 80s, we're buying. There's somebody picking at it here in the 90s. Can we get a 90 offer and start moving down into the 80s? I don't know. If it fails to drop through the 90s one more time, then I'm gonna probably cover this. Let's see it run down there. Here's the 90s, and it failed again. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this and get out of this. So I scratched the short there because it just keeps getting bought up down in the 90s. And I think that my bias is starting to flip to the long side on this thing with a stop. Let me get rid of these lines here that I drew. And I think the stop is, gosh, I don't know, where can I lean against? I don't have anything I can actually lean against. I think they're going to jam this to the long side. The more I look at this now, it looks like a long. And I wonder if this 28 is the entry and 70 is the stop. Let's try that. 28 as the entry and 70 as the stop. Can we get filled down here back at 28 for the long? Flipping bias on this AMD to the long side after seeing all that buying several times. I'm down at 2 cents. I'm gonna go up to 4 cents, and there goes AMD. I'm gonna go up to 7 cents. Yeah, when that 90 just could not give up, I just had this feeling that they were going to squeeze this thing. And there she goes. Look at that. Look at that. Did not catch the long, but it might come back down here. Let's see if we get a pullback down to the hole and work from there. Uh, 10 a.m. is coming in 10 seconds. Along with it, economic number, consumer sentiment. Here comes the number. Microsoft goes to highs on the number. Coin goes to highs on the number. AMD pops hard on the number. Meta goes to highs on the number. Just watching to see if there's any chance this thing will come back in for the long. For the long entry fill. ES popping up over here. Here in the 2850s. While that bounces around, let's go ahead and look at Tesla, trying to approach highs. Apple, pre-market range. Amazon, pre-market range. Google, pre-market range. Microsoft went to highs. Let's set 372 high day. Coin is on highs 142 high day. And then Meta goes to highs. 328 is already here, so 329 high day. Where's Meta going? Nice move on Meta. And here comes AMD down to the 30s. 20s. Can we get down to that hole and pick up my bid down there? What did that get down to? 23 cents. Down to 23 cents. I'm down at 7 cents. Market seems to like that. If we get above this 29.20 area, I'm going to have to cancel this bid. I don't think I'm going to get it. It's got to come back pretty quickly here. Microsoft looks good. Meta looks good, but has really no volume. Tesla. '50s, '40s. And now Microsoft's stuck. I'm going to remove it, add it back. Not sure if I'm going to get those down there. Looking pretty unlikely. Meta, 330, next high day. Meta ripping. And I think I like Microsoft even better on the higher time frame. It's getting very close to having to cancel this AMD long attempt. I think that was the pullback that I needed, and it got down to 20 something cents. I was a little bit lower, trying to get the bid down there in the low 28s, but it just never pulled back down there. But again, above this 29.20 area, I'm going to be canceling those bids and moving on to something else. Above 29 now, AMD. Love the long. Like really, really like the long. But it does look like I missed it here as it goes into the teens, and there's effectively 20 cents. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel my long. That was the correct trade, was flipping bias long, but I was unable to catch that. So I'm going to need to review how I could have caught that. I think this was a good price level, and it did come close. Sometimes you just can't get them. I'll have to review it after the day is done. So let me set a marker here.